Hello and welcome everyone to another episode of Fun with Foreigns. Today we're doing it a little different. We're going to talk about bootlegs in foreign comics. So let's start first with what is a bootleg. And this is an area like many others in foreign comics where you're going to have different opinions from people. And everyone's opinions are valid. But the general consensus is that a bootleg is anything not authorized. Now, some have even broader definitions of bootlegs, and they'll say anything that isn't canon is a bootleg, even if they're authorized. And that's just a different opinion you run into. But generally, anything that is not authorized to be produced is a bootleg. And that's what most of us accept and work with. Now, bootlegs are not for everyone. Some people collect them, some people don't. It's a matter of personal preference. Like many people say, collect what you love. I agree with completely. If you don't want bootlegs in your collection, don't buy them. If you want them in there, go ahead and collect them. But let people collect what they love and don't try to force your opinions on how other people collect. Now, I am not the first one, obviously, to talk about bootlegs. There's a video here from Ed Piscor talking about some of them. And one here from Comic Tom talking about some foreign bootlegs as well. I'll put those links down in the description. But I just wanted to give kind of overall view of where foreigns are right now with bootlegs. Now, some people do hold the opinion that bootlegs are harmful to the foreign market. So I want to address that. I do not share that opinion due to the fact that bootlegs have been a part of not just comic books, but many different areas of collectibles for decades and decades now. And people have been buying and selling them. Auction houses list them repeatedly and sell them. Grading companies are grading them. So if they were harmful to the market, that harm would have happened. And all the markets are still fine. They've been dealing in bootlegs for decades. So I don't believe they are harmful to the market because of past performance. Now, also, some people think that just certain ones are harmful to the market. So I want to address that as well. And they're going to be talking primarily about newer ones produced, like the ASM 300 from India here at the bottom, like this set here and here. These are all recent productions in the foreign comic community. Now, the reasons for these will vary. Sometimes publishers, maybe they can't get the rights and they want to put out a comic. Maybe they can't afford the rights and they want to put out a comic, or maybe they just want to bypass the whole process for various reasons. But at the end of the day, they're all producing the same thing, an unauthorized bootleg. So the reasons are really irrelevant to the market and the impact on it, if it's going to have an impact, in my opinion. When it comes to bootlegs, really what's most important is you just want to be upfront about what you have with people. Don't be deceptive. Don't present them as something they're not. And a lot of us love the bootlegs just for what they are. Now, some of the bootlegs have a very interesting story behind them. Like this world-shaking comic series here. This has currently 3 different issues out. The first one started with the Amazing Spider-Man 129 with the gray background here. And then they wanted to limit it. The rumor is they didn't like how many copies got out of the country for sale. So they limited to 150 on the Incredible Hulk 181, the second copy there, and they numbered them. So those are numbered in the lower left corner. Then again, the rumor after that is they were upset still that some of those got out of the country. So they limited their third issue, the Star Wars #1, to only 100 numbered copies, and their fans could only order 1 copy. But again, some still got out of the country. So we're waiting to see what they do with #4. Then you have bootlegs of non-canon, which are interesting, like this wedding issue here. This is the Brazil bootleg that a lot of people got because they wanted this cover, but obviously couldn't afford the original, or even the German bootleg that was out for a bit and prices went up. So you're going to get different bootlegs for different reasons, but at the end of the day, they're all the same thing. Now, one thing you'll hear people say about bootlegs is, oh, they have cheaper interiors, they just put the money into the cover, and they don't like that. My answer to that is, where do you want the majority of the money spent on these foreign comics? Because most of us, I'd say at least 4 out of 5 collectors, collect them for the covers. Some people do just like the guts and collect those, but the majority of foreign comic collectors collect the covers. So wouldn't you want more money put into the aspect that you're going to get the most enjoyment out of? You know, most of us are not reading these. So to have cheaper interiors to give us better covers, in my opinion, is a feature, not a detriment. So there you go. That is a brief overview of bootlegs and foreign comics. You know, at the end of the day, again, just collect what you love. If you don't like them, don't collect them. If you like them, collect them. It really is that simple. It doesn't matter the reason they were produced. You know, as long as everyone is being upfront about what they're dealing with, bootlegs are a normal part of collectibles and especially foreign comics. And as time goes on, I'm sure we're going to see more and more bootlegs in foreign comics. So just make sure you're asking questions if you're not sure. Go with your gut, collect what you love. And as always, if you like bootlegs, collect them. If you don't. But let people collect what they want. At the end of the day, there's a lot of us who love bootlegs. So if you don't like them, don't collect them. If you like them, collect them. But don't be a gatekeeper. Don't try to limit or restrict other people's access to these. Just collect what you love. But that is going to wrap up this episode of Fun with Foreigns, all about bootlegs. I hope you enjoyed it, maybe learned a little something. And as always, you guys, collect what you love.